actually do this as well. Bear with me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Okay. I have both of them pulled up. And then I'm going to go to... Bear with me. And then... No, where is it at? It's here. Then live. I'm going to have this pulled up too. Okay. Just bear with me 1 more second. So I'm going to plug this iPad in since it's about to die. Okay. I should have did all this before I press record, but it's all right. Just bear with me. Oh, actually, I don't know if this is gonna charge here. There we go. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and all glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, and GMS. Shalom to you brothers that's pushing this truth and sincerity across the four winds of the earth. Shalom to you sisters that listen and follow along as well. And I just want to give a small response to this video here. I just finished watching it from the elder, Manat Zakma, and he was answering a question from a sister, saying, "What should the single women in this truth be doing?" Right, and then went over the scriptures, and I just wanted to add on just a small piece to that, because I'm also gonna play a portion of the elder Yashawamba's camp, because he mentioned something kind of along those lines about women being linked with brothers, right? And essentially, in this truth, if you are a single woman, that follow the Lord, eventually the Lord, you're gonna be who you're gonna cross paths and be with who you're meant to be with, even if that person's in a different state or so on and so forth. The Lord is going to make it work, man. Right? And as a woman in this truth, you read, and you got to start preparing yourself to be with a man of the Lord, right? We understand that you have that urge, right, as well as we do, right? That urge, but you also have to prepare, right? And a lot of things you have to prepare for, right? Being a single woman and dealing with the man of the Lord is the things that come with that, right? You already know, as a believer, Satan is out to attack you, plague your mind, right? To do things like that. But, it's going to get harder. The things are going to get a lot harder, especially in the times to come. Right, but even before that, you have to understand that, as you dealing with a man of the Lord, his job and his duty, his first love, as it were, is this truth, this knowledge. To feed the sheep, to read, study, teach, preach, to do these things. So you have to understand those things and starting to prepare to actually be a loving woman, right? And to follow the Lord's instruction on how he set up women to be. Right, so it's just one thing, you being single and you just want to be with a man, but are you prepared, for the things that you're gonna have to deal with, right? Even though we have women, brothers and stuff have women, and obviously we do things in the world, obviously we take them on dates and go out and do these things, but the main duty is to serving the Lord, right? And so you have to understand, that, right? And prepare yourself for what that man wants and needs from a woman. But then also letting you know that it is a potential, we're talking about the elder Yashawamba, he mentioned it, which I'm going to play that part, is that it might be things happening that it might be certain women, other women, right? Because we know men having multiple women is a righteous thing, but that certain other women might end up coming along in their story and in that man's story that they're going to be linked with into the time to come, right? And it's not just all about box, just like the elder Yashwan was saying. It's not just about that, but it's about what the Lord is doing, right? Because the believers are about to reunite, right? We're all about to come back together, right? And Lord willing, we're of that number, that elect, right? But we're all getting ready to come back together, man. It's gonna be like he was saying. It's gonna be a big, it's gonna be a big family reunion again, right? And some of these women that men are going to be linked with, right? Those could have been some of your wives or your wife or whatever the case may be in the past life, right? So that the spirit is getting ready to link back up again, right? And then so on and so forth. So it's not just about you just lust and you just want this. No, it's about what the Lord is doing, man. And it's a righteous thing. Right? It's a righteous thing. But I want to start off with this. Right? This is Matthew 19. It says concerning divorce. And I'm going to get this in a different translation as well. We're going to start straight to the point. This is Matthew 19:5. And said, for this cause, right, shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let no man put asunder, man. So the Most High is going to be joining people and linking people together, right? And what the scripture say? What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let no man put asunder. So that's something you women have to understand too. If in your man's story and in your story as well, and the other woman's story, if another woman is going to come in the end times and be linked with your husband, you have to understand that it's not just, this is the Most High's moving, and this is what he is establishing, right? And just like Samuel told Eli, he said, let the Most High do what seemeth good, man. Right, so he's in Most High. How about Shem Yahshai is in control of relationships. So you single women, just keep doing what you're supposed to do, doing your womanly duties, and then whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. Right, but you also have to understand, that's the sweet end of it. You want a husband, so on and so forth. But then there's also it's bitter, man. Right, this walk is in this the trials and testing is not just for the men. Right, it's also well along for the women. Right, and I want to play. Let's get this in a different translation here. Let's see here. Let's see here. NLT. It says, since they are no longer two but one, let no one split apart what the Most High has joined together. NIV, it says, so they are no longer two but one flesh, therefore what the Most High has joined together, let no one separate. It's pretty much all the same thing in all the other versions. Yeah, so the Most High is in control of those things, man. So now let's play, I want to play this.
Edomite South Africans to come over here.
About what the Yashwama was saying. Because he was making jokes, but it's also, it was funny too, but it's also true. Right?
Of his empire, you got the Pope. Go have a robot. Then you go have animals with spirits on them, pit bulls with attitudes.
15 and 3, and down.
Would not listen. That's where you get the book of Ezekiel. Get Ezekiel 9 and 4 when you can.
Let's see here, actually. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, is it recording? Okay. All right. Let's go back into it.
Okay. Where you at?
Let's do that.
Read that again.
It's Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged,
Right.
and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
See, a reward is coming to the service, the prophets, man. So you brothers and sisters that listen to us, man, we got to keep saying this. When we bring out these harsh judgments that's coming, we ain't talking about upon you if you of the elect, man.
Right.
Although we're going to suffer persecution, we're going to suffer loss, that comes with the territory. You see?
It says in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, that the righteous and the wicked are both going to suffer straight things, but the righteous are going to have hope for the while, like you mentioned.
Right.
We understand what's on the other side of the persecution.
Right.
These niggas don't.
Right. There's going to come a time where all believers, certain believers going to have to come together. You're going to have to meet Thelma, baby. This is Thelma.
But that's the point, man. The believers are going to come together, man. That's the point. Right? Don't let the jokes and all the other stuff go over your head, man. You understand the message, man. And you got to stop listening to the men, you know, with your emotions, man.
Okay? She you just stay in that room right there. Your wife start arguing. Hey, just shut the fuck up. Ain't no police. You know what I'm saying? These are the times we're coming into. You first wives, you gonna have to humble yourself. There's a very hardcore, all right, a reckoning coming to the believers of Yahweh, and all of us are gonna be tested in our own little way. And what you gonna do? You gonna fight against the Lord's program, and you're gonna lose. Get out of your emotions, man. The remnant is getting ready to be gathered, man. It ain't about men trying to just get a bunch of boxes, but there's particular women who the Lord is gonna link with your man to be delivered. What you gonna do about it? How about that? Because you think you can just have a box and get sent. Nah, man, it's different. It's deeper than clean up the kitchen. I clean up the project. I picked up your sock. That okay, and that's what you're supposed to do. The Lord is gonna test you on a whole nother level going forward, man. You brothers, you wives who deal with the men of the Lord, man. All of us are getting ready to be tested to see if we really down with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in our own little way.
Right. And that's not saying that that's 100%, you know, going to happen, but it could be a scenario, like he's going to say. It could be a scenario. And this is something, right? Understand that you getting a husband, you know, being with a husband, a man and woman coming together is beautiful, right? It's beautiful, but you have to understand also the bitterness of it, right? And I'm going to get this. I wanted the one in, I believe it's in Ezekiel or Lamentations. It's one of the two. I believe it's in Lamentations. There's also one in Ezekiel, but here's the point right here, though. Revelation 10:9, it says, "And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the mouth of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I eaten it, my belly was bitter." You see, and we're not here just to tell you all the you know, the happy things that a lot of these groups teach. You ain't gonna go through hell, you ain't gonna go through nothing. It's just you finding an Israelite and that's the end all be all. No. You finding out you're Israelite, coming in truth, that's just the beginning, man. Right? And there's a lot of bitter things that you have to digest. Right? So I wanted to make the response because that is also a part of it. Right? So you have to understand both the good and bad. Right? And just because you a woman don't mean you ain't gonna go through things, man. No. You could be tested very well, just like this. You know, you a single woman, you want a husband, but you also have to keep in mind that this could be a part of the Lord's program. But actually, once you get in that perfect body, you ain't gonna be no more thought and you getting jealous or whatever the case may be. But it's a possible scenario that it could happen. Right? Is every brother and that has a wife right now, is that gonna be their scenario? No. But it's a scenario that could happen. So understand, you know, you women that you want you know, husbands and whatever the case may be, but you have to understand what also comes with that territory, and you have to start preparing mentally, asking the Lord for strength, praying and doing studying and understanding that. Go into the old stories of how the women had their husbands had other women, right? Understand those things and look how they was treated. You know, how did they still treat their husbands and things like that? Because, you know, they understood that it was normal. So they didn't have no problem. And I understand, growing up in Babylon is completely, opposite. Because you was taught that one happy wife, happy life, and all this, but you understand that you're becoming a new creature, and you're coming back into your customs, your heritage, right? You're coming back into the ways that you once knew. So this is just one of the things about it, right?
And we say that about the women jokingly, but that could be a scenario. What you gonna do when she come knocking at the door? I ain't gonna leave her out there. I need her, baby. She really the reason I've been happy the whole time. Hey, and if you start talking shit, hey, me and my son just gonna beat your ass. All three of us gonna jump your ass.
I said, you've been looking for a nigga like me your whole life.
Yep. And that should be light work at this point in the game, because y'all been sharing men the whole goddamn time you've been in America anyway, man.
Yeah.
But this is in righteousness. This is for righteousness' sake right here. Okay? So things are getting ready to happen, man, to where we're going to be challenged. The certain people, certain believers are going to lose jobs, right?
Right, and that's just a part of it, man. That's just a part of the Lord's movie. And you can't come against Yahweh Bashim Yashai, what he has said. So if he has in your man's movie, or in that woman's story, his story and your story, if he has people being linked up with him, then hey, that's the Lord's will, man. Like let me get that. That's it's in Samuel. Seemeth good. I don't remember where. I know it's 1 Samuel. Seemeth good. I believe it was 1 Samuel. Let's see here. Let's see. It was when he was talking to Eli. Give me a second. I want to get that, because that's when he told Eli didn't want nothing to be held back about what the judgment was getting ready to happen to him and his kids, because his kids was being demons, man. I really gotta find it. I'm surprised it didn't pop up when I did. I had to find it. Hold on. Do what seemeth good. Come on. Here we go. 3rd chapter. I knew it was in 1 Samuel. There we go. I already gave you the background of the story, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. We're going to start at 17. Right, 1 Samuel 3:17. And he said, what is the thing that the Lord hath said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me. The Most High do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide anything from me of all the things that he said unto thee. And Samuel told him every whit, and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seemeth him good. And Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and did let none of his words fall to the ground. Right? So that's what Samuel was telling. Let the Lord do what he seemeth good, man. So, those situations are going to happen. Right? What the Elder Yashua was talking about. Right? It's very well that scenario can happen, because we're all going to be tested in our own little ways, man. And the scriptures say what? If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So that's something you have to understand, within yourself. All right, even though right now, start off with the apostles, you right, they, you know, talking about where you don't be trying to heap a whole bunch of wives to yourself right now, but in the time to come, that's going to be happening, right? So just you want a particular brother, you know, your spirit is really matching up with his, you watching them and so on and so forth, you know, you find a liking to him, but he might already have a situation going on. And now you add, you know, you want to come in, you want to be with him, you know, for sure. But, hey, you know, it's just a lot of things that you just have to prepare for. Even though, like I said, like saying, you know, men being together with women is very beautiful. Right. And, you know, you wanting to find a husband is beautiful in itself. And the Lord is going to allow that situation to happen. And he's going to, you know, do it in due time. But you have to understand, you have to prepare yourself for all different types of situations, you know. But that's pretty much it, you know, kind of my little small response to the lady, the question that she had from the live, right?
And well instructed. And believe me, you're going to hear a lot of negative talk when it comes to women, but there's not one brother that I know that if an authentic sister rolled up on them and they were single and she wanted to be with them, would do it. But it's going, you know, there's a process involved. So there's hope.
Yeah, you know, I want to show the question if I can. Let's see if he, I believe here it is. Right. So it's very well possible. Epic Joy P, she said, Shalom Elder, I love and appreciate all of your lessons. Will you please do a lesson on how single women in this truth should conduct ourselves? Right? And that's something that that's something you do. You pray. You pray. You know, find out what's going on in your area, so on and so forth, and then, you know, go from there. Right? But then if nothing happens, then you just wait on the Lord. Right? Because the Lord is going to cross paths with the person that you're meant to be with. Right? So that's it, man. That's all. I just wanted to do a slight response to that. So that's it. Hope Les was edifying. You know, hope, you know, sisters, if you come across the video, you know, it becomes edifying and you get something out of it. All right.